Okay, here we're coming up to the first switchback on the old Ridge Road. So I just wanted to point out one thing. This road is on the 1895-1897 USGS map. So it was here at that time. And this is where the landslide that was triggered in the 1906 earthquake probably started about here. You can see right down past that tree trunk there, you can see the creek flowing. So this is pretty much straight down to the creek, and like I said, this is about where the landslide started around here, and it extended roughly half a mile downstream and probably blocked up Stevens Creek. Yeah, check the elevation. We're about 1,330 feet, so the high water mark would have been about 90 feet below this point, and the creek down there is about 1,160 feet. I think we're about 170 feet above the creek. So anyway, the point of this is whoever built this road either got incredibly lucky and they just happened to put this switchback here literally just 10 yards from where this large landslide broke free, or this was here already, which is what I'm suspecting. This was here and has been here for a long time, and when they built the road they had to turn around here because there was a big landslide trench just past this point. This road proves that this landslide has been around a lot longer than 1906. So it's probably been here for a long time and has periodically blocked the creek. Like here, there's 170 feet of hill down to the creek, and all of this soil and rocks and whatnot from here could easily plug up the creek. I'll fire the camera up when we get back up to the top. There's signs of a road up here at the next switchback that I want to try to take a look at, see if I can find that one, and then hopefully we can get up on top of the plateau up here and snoop around a bit. So we'll fire the camera up when I get farther up the hill. Yeah, making my way up the part of the road that goes up the canyon over here. And I had to drop down off the road to get around a tree up ahead of me. And I did not see this last time. There is a huge post with a concrete base. Look at that thing. And then that's a massive post, concrete filled. And then look at that cable there. Cables run down here somewhere. I don't know if that was a gate or what. Because last time I was up here, I saw a gate post a little farther down. There was a post like that just on the side of the road. But yeah, the road isn't in too bad a shape. It weathered the winter pretty well, so should be getting pretty close to the switchback there at the top of the road, and then it hooks around to the right and heads back up that way. And over in that switchback there seems like there's a road that goes up. So I want to see if I can find that, or there's something on the hillshade map. It might just be like a drainage ditch or something. I don't know what it is, but I will look for that when I get up there. Okay, here we are getting close to this upper switchback. And I recall from last year, I went to the left there, or the north side of the road, because I didn't have a hillshade map up here, and I was trying to follow the course of the road. So I had to go way up north of the road and all the way around to the point of that switchback, because you can see the trail is pretty faint there. Now that I have a working hillshade map, when I got to that point where I was going to have to go left off of the road, I saw to the right that it looked a lot more open, and I thought I could see where the road was above me there, which is to the south. Just kind of picked a spot and started cutting across this switchback, and let me show you what I found here. Okay, the old Ridge Road is down there, and last year when I came up, There's a whole bunch of down trees and brush. It's just really wet down in this gully here. And I had to go way up that side of the canyon and sort of swing around. And I was basically just trying to stay close to the road because I didn't have a good map up here. But now I have my hillshade map, and I showed you that I'm cutting across here. And I came up here, there's a real faint game trail. And then I get up here, and there's a really nice trail just going right up the hill here, right where I want to go. So let me follow this trail up, and then I think I have to drop down a little bit. Yeah, so that little trail comes right up here onto the road. In fact, I wonder if somebody put this piece of wood there. That's usually what I do to mark my trail excursions when I have to go around stuff. Like right there, that's the brush I wanted to avoid. So I think this thing that shows up on the map is just down there. And it looks like even this little trail might go up that way a little bit. I think I'm going to head up here and just take a look into this upper end of this gully here. I've been trying to get over to this kind of east-west looking feature, but I keep running into brush in there. I think that's maybe just the drainage that they have there, maybe a drainage ditch for the gully up there. I think there's a lot of water. So I think I'm going to give up on that one. But as I came up here, that's the blue dot. And look at that linear feature there. I'm standing, I think, on an old road of some sort. It's pretty faint here on the ground, but I'm going to follow that back to the southwest. And then you can see right above the slider there, that's like a little excavation. You have the main road going from the center there at the top, and it kind of disappears. And that's where I lost the road last year. But if I follow this straight line here, I come out almost at that excavation there. The old road and the switchback are down in there, but you can see how green that is. I imagine with all the rain we had this winter, it's probably pretty swampy down there. I think it was even wet last spring when I came up here, and that was a really dry year. So I've been trying to stay out of this brush. Every time I get close to it, it starts getting really thick. But this seems to be the end of that little straight road-like feature that goes back this way. So I'm just going to follow this that way, and if I keep going, I should come over the top of this little ridge and then down a little bit to hit the old road there, because the old road is down here and it's going up this side of the canyon, and then it turns at the top of the ridge there, and that's where I lost it last year because it was just completely covered in brush. I figure if I go this way, I just miss all the brush, and this up here seems to be pretty clear. So let's go down there and see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, I think this is that trace of that old road that I'm following. Doesn't look like much, but it is a clearing here through the brush. It seems to go up this way. That other section of road up here and those excavations seem like they're up this way a little bit, so hopefully I can get through there and see what I find up that way. Okay, yeah, I think I'm on this east-west road here. It is pretty faint, and it doesn't seem to actually be passable very far. Maybe I'll keep following the road to the east there, and it looks like there's some sort of excavation over there. There's sort of a bend from the east to the south on the road. I was trying to get to this one to the southwest of me. I couldn't find a way to get in there. I could get within about 50 feet, and then it was just impenetrable brush. So I'm gonna maybe keep going to the east and see what this is here. It looks like there might even be a feature in there. You can see that road continues up the next canyon. And then the other thing, if I can figure out how to get there, I'd like to get to the top of that landslide scar there. I'd like to be able to look down that from the top. I think that'd be a spectacular view, but that might be wishful thinking here. But yeah, let me continue along here and we'll see what we can find. Okay, I followed the road up to here, and I've got to see if I can find a way around this pile of brambles here. It's like somebody just fenced off the end of the road. I think I might be able to get around that side, so I'm going to try heading off that way. Okay, yeah, I think this is this road. There's like some dirt here that's been disturbed. I think this is that excavation or, mark that shows up on the hillshade map. So this was probably like a road bank. The road comes down the ridge, comes down here and then turns. But yeah, you can see this area is just brushy as all get out. And you got these really thorny little branches here that they go all the way down to ground level. So you have to kind of break your way through. I had to come in through here, probably 20-30 feet of just busting through this stuff. I just don't see any good way to get around up here unless I stay up higher. So maybe when I go out, I'll try going up this way and just see if it's clearer farther up. Yeah, so there's all the brush I ran into down below there where the road is. But it's very tantalizing from just up a little ways. You have just a perfect view across the canyon. But you can see it's just this 10-foot high brush. I think that goes all the way down to the edge. So maybe if I do come up here again, I'll just stay up. Because this is about the 1650-foot elevation, so I need to stay higher up there. Just see what it looks like up here. Oh, look at this. What is that there? Oh, it's probably like a stock tank or something. Yeah, but they were probably grazing cattle up here. That looks like an old galvanized stock tank there. Okay, that's what they were doing up here. Barbed wire. I saw a fence post, and that looks like a stock tank. I would say that is what is going on up here. This was all cattle grazing then. You can see it's not terribly steep. It is on a slope, but it's probably 10-20% gradient slope versus the sides of the canyon are more like 40 or 50%. Yeah, I think if I do come up again, I just need to stay up as high as I can on this bench. This whole side is clear over here. As soon as you start heading east, it gets brushy. So yeah, I'm guessing this whole area was probably pretty well cleared out. They logged this area for hardwood, and then it was fairly open. They probably grazed cattle down here. With all the constant cattle presence, that would keep all this underbrush down. But yeah, I got to start heading down the hills. Yeah, I thought I'd show you this up here, and just a note for myself. If I do come back, stay up and try to cut across uphill from here. You got to stay uphill and try to get around all this brush. Might be a losing proposition, but yeah, I've got to head back this way and find my way back down to the road. So hope you enjoyed that second look up here. So on that note, I will sign off. And as always, thanks for watching.